is Ellis in front of the big ones at the punt rate, and he's got it. They've hit the front, the Hawks.
Please welcome 2008 Hawthorn Premiership hero and star of Triple M Perth's Basil, Zave and Jenna, Xavier Ellis.
He's in the house, X. Nice to see you.
Yeah, great to be here. That commentary from BT actually is edited because when I kicked it, it came off my knee, that goal, and it was rank, and he goes, that's an ugly kick, but he's equally as ugly. So he added that to it. I didn't mind
Bristle.
I didn't mind it. It was quite tasty.
No, what we like, of course, is to get premiership players into this show because I've hung around for 11 years with a bloke that played in 18 grand finals and lost every single one of them. So,
Bill, have you ever watched back, or is it you don't try and live through those moments?
No, I haven't watched back at all. It's hard. Actually, did you look at 08, you boys? Sit down and watch that?
Yes, we did, actually. A couple of times. I mean, I must have been a couple of nights I've come home about 2 a.m. pretty fruity and thought I'd whack it on and relive some moments. But, no, we've watched it a couple of times. Look, don't get me wrong, if I didn't get a kick, I probably wouldn't have stuck around.
No, well, you don't.
Unlucky not to win the Norm Smith, of course, and Hodgie. Well, greedy. He's the Ricky Ponting of footy, you know?
I reckon if Hodgie had already got a Norm Smith, they would have gone, look, he's had one. He's got one tucked away. Let's share it a little bit. But I was just a bit too early for Hodgie, and the story's a bit better that Luke Hodges superstar wins it than a 20-year-old kid who's just battling away.
So we were talking because there's the campaign running at the moment about the person who's the most unlucky not to have won a Norm Smith, and that's of course yourself in front comfortably. But we were talking Basher Hooley unlucky.
Yeah, Basher Hooley, 2017. I thought he was a bit stiff, but that was the Dusty Martin story where he won everything, so that fitted in pretty well.
Tommy Hawkins?
Yeah, Bill, I don't know whether you agree with me. 2011, when Podsy Adley went down, he kicked 3 goals. He took 7 contested marks. He just grabbed the team on the back. I thought Hawk was stiff.
He was spot on because he took on his opponents and he was good and he gave a couple away to Stevie J even and things like that. So, no, but he's just too much of a team player, Hawk. He always has been. That's the problem.
Real team player. He slipped me a couple of grand final tickets to offload this week.
Beautiful.
So, real team player.
So, there's a couple that have missed, and then Brownless.
Yeah.
89, 90, 92, 94.
Well, me and Ablett.
I reckon all four wouldn't have got you a Norm Smith.
Xavier, 11 goals between me and Ablett in the 89 grand final.
Hey, Bill, I'm spewing you didn't get over here, mate, because I'm actually doing something with Tab Touch over here for the most unluckiest Norm Smith. I pitched to Tab Touch. Why don't we get Billy Brownsley involved and we just nominate the shittest on the ground?
The shittest? Speaking of that, what are you wearing? Like, I know you do breakfast, but fair dinkum.
Breakfast.
What have you got on?
When England seceded from the rest of
Bill,
Europe?
when did you move to Australia? I reckon you get a rough run when English is your second language.
Well, I'm worried about some photos that have floated over this way, of course. Not much happening in Melbourne, but there's been a couple of photos that have floated over here from grand final week in Perth. One is at Crown yesterday where they've got Gillen, the chief, the big boss, and Xavier. And Basil there, of course. How? And then there's you, Xavier. You got shitty shorts on and a Mickey Mouse T-shirt. It looks like your pajamas. You're in there with a photo with the boss.
Yeah, no, unlucky because the game plan every morning is, Bill, the alarm goes off at 4:30, straight out of the house, into the car, and I shower and get changed here. But yes, they were at Crown, so I just didn't have time to prep up. But you guys went to that Channel 7 breakfast, and that wasn't for me, so I just wandered off home. And it was 30 degrees yesterday, Bill, too, so just for the occasion.
Still, no, you can't wear a Mickey Mouse T-shirt. It looks terrible. And the other one is of you, Jim, over there when you went to wherever the Quackers are. What's that island called? Bloody Rottnest, yeah, over there.
Yes.
And your self-entitlement, standing out to the side, you got your hand tucked in your pocket, in jeans, not a suit pant. And the entitlement, and look at me, I'm cool, Michael Holding.
Listen here. Well, it's actually not a bad analogy, but comparison. Everyone's got jeans on, by the way. Even Basil had jeans on.
What about Baz taking his shoes off?
He taking his shoes off.
Some sort of surfer.
But also, Fat, you know, because you've done enough of these, and so have you, X, that all you do is exactly what the photographer says. So he just said, stand there, and we did.
But you're not even looking at the camera. You're looking away at something over there.
You know the other thing.
Happy with himself.
How many quackers you see?
Didn't see a quacker. You know the other thing was seriously, the sun shining off the sand over. You couldn't keep your eyes open.
No, you can't keep and to be honest with you, it's just a photo with any beat. He could have done that.
I know.
You could have anywhere. The river in the city.
I don't know why we didn't.
You could have even photoshopped yourself in there,
I'm with you.
Now, the other thing we've got to have a chat about is the bromance between Damo and Baz.
Oh, no.
Is that still ongoing, or what's happened this week?
Damo, I saw Damo last night, funnily enough, at the Wembley Hotel with a couple of selfies with some fans.
come on.
But no, it was funny, actually. There was a romance going, and I reckon you guys putting a bit of pressure on Damo. He's sort of hidden a little bit. But, I mean, Baz asked him to come sit on his lap and all this.
Yeah.
Come to Uncle Baz. It made me uncomfortable, mate. And it was more of a two-man show, that one.
I reckon what Damo's doing is he's paying a couple of minions around to just follow him around, and every time he turns up in a public space, he says, "Look, just give me a minute or two, and then slide up and ask for a selfie." And I reckon he's the same bloke having a selfie with him every time he goes anywhere.
It's funny you say that because one of my mates I was sitting with at the pub, and he goes, "X, I'll go up and get a selfie. You snap me getting the selfie with him, and you can send it off to the boys." But no, he had a couple of minions floating around
He
sniffing.
does. He does. There's no doubt about that.
Hey, what do you call Baz? Zave?
No,
No,
Lord Flog.
Lord Flog.
Yeah. He sits there and preaches about the bloody city of Perth, and old Lord Flog, sit down. Yeah, no, he does get whacked a fair bit, Baz. I've heard you two go through him time after time.
Oh no!
He just cops it. In credit to him, he doesn't have a glass chin. You can whack him as hard as you want, and he never wins.
He leads with his nose.
Yeah.
If he was in a horse race,
Yeah.
he'd win by a
Hey, I'll tell you what he did do.
it's-
Before we finish on Baz, that breakfast we spoke about, at 900, 1,000 people in the room, he was the MC and did a magnificent job.
So,
Very good.
So he got those papers delivered to him, the notes or whatever, that morning. And I said, "Oh, Baz, do you get nervous?" He goes, "No, not really. What is it?" "Oh, yeah, that'd be fine." And puts it down and walks off.
he
No
did a
prep. He
fantastic
just
job.
flies through it. Yeah.
Are Baz and Dennis Cometti related? Really? Like, honestly?
I don't, Zemplis and Cometti, I don't reckon.
No, but somehow,
They're brothers, Bill.
somehow or something, because the voice, the head, the
No, I don't think they are. They do say that Den's Baz's dad in terms of mirrored his career and followed him through. But Dennis is Dennis doesn't like the he likes the limelight, but he's also very kind, whereas Baz just craves it.
Hey, Dennis calling his last ever game.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I get to sit in there with him. Backseat. Even last night I was talking to Nick Nat, who doesn't want to sit. You're not being arrogant. Doesn't want to sit in the crowd because you'll get hassled. Doesn't want to go to a box because you'll be flogged off. I said, jump in the back of the Triple M box. And he said, "I'd absolutely love to see Dennis at work." And you've been lucky enough to work with him for a stack of time. But we have him in every Monday over here. And yeah, I think he's done with footy. I think he might have had a gut.
It's 40 years, best part of. So, no, he's earned whatever comes next for the great D Cometti. But what a great man. Not only an unbelievable caller, but just a lovely bloke.
Yeah, treats everyone in here exactly the same as you'd treat Baz or whoever. So, very, very excited to watch him conclude a career.
All right, so you've got a quieter day today, is my understanding, and then it ramps right up. So talk us through Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning we're at the big pub, the Canfield, out at Optus, and then I've got to shoot home because there's no parking, then back to Optus for a little thing that's going on there. Then I'm having a lunch with some boys just to do a bit of preloading, Bill, which you'll be prepared to. Got a wedding at 4:30. Get to the wedding.
A wedding?
Yeah, a wedding. Oh, I know, it's a bit of a
Grand final Friday.
Who's getting married?
a girl from work, and it was a late invite too.
What the
So
hell?
I'm flying solo at that, and then Saturday morning, the gun's pretty loaded.
What about your mate Hodgie? Seriously, Fat. You should see how he's rolling.
What's he
Because
doing?
we're all meant to be in these Zoom meetings to talk about the running sheet for Saturday, and then Hodgie's got the temerity to go, "Oh, look, boys, I've got to go. I've got to."
I know what
This
you're gonna
morning he
say.
went, "I've got a Zoom meeting back to Melbourne."
Yep.
And I said, "So that's a tee-off time
Yes.
at Lake Carrinup."
100%.
Why would you even lie about it? All he's doing is drinking piss and playing
Yes.
golf.
So funny you say that drinking piss because he didn't drink for 2 weeks in quarantine. He rang me when he was in Brisbane before he came home and said, "X, I've got a treadmill being delivered to my quarantine. Can you let the guy in?" I said, "Oh, it's a bit weird. No worries." And then he rang me and said, "Mate, I'm getting my light and easies delivered to your joint." So 14 days worth of light and easies turned up. Then he
Pity you don't get on him.
look, old fat ass himself.
Any chance you could pull one out of the freezer and maybe have a taste?
Mate, at least I could eat the light and easies. You shouldn't be eating at all.
Try them. Just try them.
I'll tell you with Hodgie,
The old
though,
earthquake. Old Bill rocked back in his seat yesterday and away went Melbourne.
I'll tell you.
Look at Gary Buckenara. That's who he looks like, Jimmy. Gary Buckenara.
What amazes me with Hodgie is he's not only been on light and easy and off the alcohol now for the best part of 3 months, he's also run a marathon marathon.
Yeah.
And in that time, he's put on 15 kilos.
Yeah, and we certainly ran the whole marathon.
No.
Not the old back at school. We used to hide in an apartment block around the course and come charging out with 100 metres to go.
I don't know. He runs his own race.
He does,
the
and he
great man.
deserves to, though. Absolute champion. He can do what he wants.
All right, X. Well, so we're hearing a local
shut
Triple
up.
M. And you're also covering the waffle over here. I
Yeah,
watched
I
Claremont
do
get
love
over
the
West Perth,
waffle,
and you did
yeah.
a great job with that.
Who's playing in the waffle? Let's have a rundown of the waffle, please. Who's playing?
Subiaco, Bill. They're the best team, have been for a long period of time. They're through the grand final. Jim's mob Claremont are into the prelim v South Fremantle, who are a little bit wounded. So I did go down Claremont for a beer straight after.
You
and
saw
I'll
where
tell
I
you
kicked
what,
9 v West Perth that day. X, you would have seen that's the holy grail.
Right, well, that's all we've got.
Seniors
Wrap
or
it up.
Rezzies? Seniors or Rezzies?
Shut up, X.
I'm still getting called to play bloody
Reserves.
Rezzies at Claremont.
You don't need to bring any of that up.
110 kilos and
Cut
done.
them off, Raps. Cut them
right.
off.
We could talk forever over here, Fat.
Yeah,
It's
30
sun
degrees.
shining. It's
Jim's got his pig shorts and a t-shirt on. I've got Mickey
yeah.
Mouse on. We're laughing over here, Fat.
Hey, X, off.
So rush hour, JB and Bill. Grand final hump day quiz next.